Muted.
Hello and welcome everyone to the OAUG Young Professionals Forum call for February. My name is Samantha Ogon and I'm a member of the OAUG staff working as the liaison for your group. First off, I want to thank you all for attending the call today. I also wanted to note that everyone will be on listen-only mode for the duration of this call and that the session is being recorded. I will post a copy of the recorded session on the OAUG Young Professionals page after we're finished later today. If you have any questions or comments, please type them into the question box. We'll have a question and answer segment at the end of the call, so all questions are welcome. So let's get started with our agenda. Today I'll talk about the OAUG as well as what you can look forward to at our upcoming Collaborate 16. Then I will introduce our speaker, Mike Gangler of Secure 24. Mike will give a preview of Collaborate 16's session on Oracle's private cloud appliance. After, we'll have some time for questions and discussions before we end our call today. First, a couple of items about the OAUG Young Professionals Forum. This is for anyone who is a young professional or new to their career. Don't forget to join our LinkedIn page. This is a great place for you to post questions or articles you find relevant to your peers. This page is your page, so feel free to share and ask questions. We also have a survey on the OAUG Young Professionals Forum website, which is under Membership and then Young Professionals in the tabs. If you have any suggestions for our upcoming calls, or if you'd like to get involved in a leadership role with our group, please take time to fill out the survey or email us at membership@oaug.org. All right, Collaborate 2016 is coming up fast. It is a great event to learn and network in a collaborative environment. There are over 1,200 live sessions this year to choose from, and you can build your own agenda according to your needs. This year we have a lot of wonderful opportunities for you as someone who is new to their career. Remember, if you're going to register for Collaborate, members save $200 per registration, and there are discounts for people registering 4 or more people with your company. Another way to save is the early bird registration rate. That rate ends on February 25th, so make sure to register in the next 10 days to get the best rate. If you do need approval to attend, we have a page on the OAUG Collaborate website to help you justify your attendance. And the link to that website is on the bottom of this slide, or collaborate.oaug.org. It includes a worksheet to show your manager a cost and return on investment estimate, plus a customizable letter to give to your manager for approval to attend. What can you expect as someone new to their career at Collaborate this year? Well, we have a few events for you. The first is a VIP lounge at the OAUG Welcome Reception after the OAUG meeting of the members on Sunday, apologize. We will have a place just for you to come and network with each other, and at that event on Sunday, we'll be handing out passes for your exclusive OAUG cocktail meetup that will take place on Wednesday. Next, we'll have a joint session with the Young Professional Forum groups from IOUG and Quest. The topic will be Make Networking Work for You, and there will be a panel of 3 industry professionals, Jansen Hernandez from Facebook, Julie Alonso from Oracle, and Gary Gordhammer from GE. They will share their tips and tricks for networking in an interactive session. Then you can use those new skills you gained from their advice by attending the exhibitor showcase happy hour right after the session. On Tuesday evening at 6, we'll have an informal meetup area that you can take advantage of at booth 1655, where you have the opportunity for hands-on interaction with drones. And then lastly, on Wednesday, we have our own OAUG Young Professionals Forum cocktail meetup. This is where you can learn more about our group, network together, and then head to the closing party as a group. I've also posted all of these events on the Young Professionals website on the OAUG website on the Young Professionals page. So you can take a look and get links to take you to the Collaborate page as well from there. I also wanted to note that there are some more Collaborate previews coming up that you may want to take advantage of. These are open to everyone, so you can visit the website, the OAUG website, and then under Education and E-Learning, and you can find out more about each one of them and register for them there. Now let's start today's preview. I'd like to introduce you to our speaker, Mike Gingler, who will give us a sneak peek of his Collaborate session on Oracle's private cloud appliance. You can find the full session on the agenda area of the Collaborate OAUG website. Mike is the Senior Oracle Database Administrator and an Oracle ACE with over 25 years of experience with Oracle technology. He serves as a charter member for the Southeast Michigan Oracle Professionals Group, and he's on the Board of Directors for IOUG. With that introduction, over to you, Mike.
Thank you. First of all, thanks everyone for joining us today during your lunch hours. I first want to make a real quick another push for Collaborate. As was mentioned, I've been part of the Oracle community for a very, very long time, and I've been going to many conferences, and this Collaborate is really a grassroots user type presentation. So you don't get a whole lot of hype in sales talks. These are real users talking about real problems and providing solutions to it. So if you can get to the show, this is the one to go to. This is really a great show. So moving forward, I think the next slide, if we can go. What we're going to be talking about today is with an engineered solution called PCA. Oracle has quite a few different engineered solutions, Exadata, the Oracle Database Appliance, and a few others that escape my mind right now. But the PCA stands for Private Cloud Appliance, and it used to be called Virtual Cloud Appliance, and they changed the name on us quite a bit. But the idea here is to take a machine and include storage, network, and everything put into one box, including a virtual hypervisor. And the idea is by putting everything in one box, you're basically, the economies of scale are much better, and it's fully integrated with all the other Oracle products. And by, like I said, by moving the network, the storage, the virtualization onto one box, you really get the best of all the worlds. Back when I started off, that's how machines used to be built. Everything was built in one box, and over the years, new storage would come in, and we'd be attaching storage and all that kind of stuff. And we're kind of going back to an older way that actually did work very well. Next slide. So basically, the PCA is very simple. When it comes from the factory, there's literally 4 network cables and 4 power cables. And I am not a hardware guy, but I can tell you that I watched them do the install, and it was all installed within a couple hours, and they basically plugged it in and it was ready to go. Very simple. So what they have learned over the years is simple is better. And this particular thing, it actually is. So it's basically 4 network cables and 4 power cables, and you're ready to go. Next slide. So there's a couple components here that really make this engineered solution from Oracle work real well, especially for us here at Secure24. First of all, they're all x86 servers. It contains a lot of cores. We can go up to 900 cores, I think, in CPU, and memory up to 6.4 terabyte in memory. And it supports all the environments, Solaris, Linux, Windows, and that makes it really great. But the real value out of the PCA is the InfiniBand connection. It's a multiple 40 GBS between the storage. So in the past, you'd have like, companies like EMC and NetApps and all that kind of stuff, which was a separate box. You'd have to go over a line to connect to it. Well, now that all that storage is put inside the machine, this InfiniBand connection really reduces the latency and really allows you to have some quick performance and I/O times. The other thing is it's dedicated, so it's just one box. Everything's just included in one box. The added benefit is you don't need to buy VMware. The Oracle VM is actually included in there, as well as Oracle Linux. Again, these things are all part of it. The moment it comes out of the box, put in the thing, it's ready for you. The last part that makes the PCA a great thing is that it's using ZFS storage. ZFS storage came out a few years back, and it's one of the newer storage that is actually very good. Next slide. So why did Secure24 pick private cloud appliance? Because we have servers, we had Linux servers, we had VMware, we had NetApp and EMC and all that kind of stuff. And why did we choose it? The biggest reason is we get a lot of customers coming in who want apps and databases provisioned quickly. In the past, you'd have to go to the network, people get a whole bunch of IPs and subnets set up, and with a PCA, it's all done internally. So a lot of things are done for you right away. You don't have to worry about getting LUNs from the storage people. That always takes a long time. So by having virtual memory, literally it's a drag of a button to know to allocate memory. It's so easy. It's not even funny. The other thing that is very scalable. We have at this point now already added 5 or 6 rack nodes on there, and it's actually faster than our non-rack or in our non-PCA machines. We're getting a lot of workload. We basically got 2 filled up, and we're getting 2 more. We're seeing still we don't see any degradation in performance at all, which is so we can scale from something as small as a single node database to a multi-node rack, very simply. Here's the one thing that from the the management level that really sells it, and that is the efficient trusted partition licensing. Basically, by putting apps and databases inside this PCA, the person who's who's buying it is basically reducing their cost in licensing. It's like I'm not a licensing guy, so I'm not going to go into it in great detail, but it's basically a quarter of the cost of if you were to have a separate machine connecting to a database. And just to give you an example, if you had VMware and you had an 8-node rack, every database in there, even though it was only using 2 nodes, would have to pay for 8 nodes. With this partitioned licensing in the PCA, if you're using 2 nodes, you only pay for 2 nodes, and at a much reduced cost, like I said, about a quarter of what it normally is. So if there's any benefit from the management standpoint, and people are trying to make decisions, licensing is a huge cost with Oracle. And by getting that reduced, this particular element is one of the top reasons why we went with it. The other thing is we have a lot of customers coming in, and they want Hyperion and those kind of things deployed quickly. By using the PCA and using the VM templates, we've been able to cut it down from 2 or 3 weeks down to less than a few days. Actually a few hours in some cases. So the deployment using OVMs is really beneficial. The nice part about it is it's one machine. So you don't have to go to NetApps. You don't have to go to EMC. You don't have to go to VMware to find out if there's a problem. You just go to one person if you have any kind of problem. And basically, the last two items is just the deployment costs and the performance. Sell it right there. So between the trusted licensing, the trusted partition licensing, the quick way to roll things out, and the lower deployment costs, that sells it right there. Next slide. We also chose Oracle Linux. And a couple main reasons why we did it is it's automatically integrated with Oracle VM. And the other two things is we use dtrace. We wanted to use dtrace. And that's automatically integrated into the UEK Oracle Linux kernel. And we also use ksplice, which allows us the patching of the Linux kernel with zero downtime. So that is some of the main reasons why we chose Linux, as well as it's fully supported and integrated with the PCA. Next. So this is kind of a deployment, typical deployment prior to getting the PCA. And it would take literally 1 to 3 weeks to get it, because you'd have to acquire the platform, the storage, the machines, etc. You have to configure the platform and the storage. You have to customize scripts, and by the time you get done, it's literally 3 weeks. By doing, next slide. I go into the OVM and using the templates. We've actually gone from 3 weeks down to, let's say, less than a day. We can, if we needed to do something in a day with the templates, we can actually deploy the machine and install Oracle and have it ready for the customer within a day if we had to. The best part is they provide the templates. Now, the one thing we said is these templates are great. They're Oracle templates, but a lot of times, like, every customer is different. Every company is different. They're going to have different standards and different ways they do things. And what we were able to do is take those templates from OVM, modify them to what we needed to do, and then still allow us to implement them via OVM. So it allowed us to get the benefit of OVM, at the same time get the benefit of be able to make it more secure 24 friendly and have some of those things. There's well over 90 templates, including JD Edwards and Hyperion, PeopleSoft, database as well. And again, it went from literally from 3 weeks down to a few days. The one that takes a little bit longest is RAC, and that real application clusters, and that's because of the networking piece. Next. Again, as I mentioned, there's environments, OVM templates and stuff to build, Hyperion. And what we've done is both our JD Edwards and Hyperion, we're putting all those environments and applications on the PCA. It's fully compatible. It's automatic, installation, and basically we can do this in weeks versus the months it used to take. Next. So lastly, we will be at Collaborate. Those 3 sessions there, the 3 sessions I'm giving. Again, it's the real world stuff. I'm going to be talking about how we simplified Oracle 12c rack on the PCA, get down to like less than 3 days to actually install a multi-node rack. The other presentations I have is one is a technical, quick talk about how you grant schema permissions when the objects aren't even added yet. So it's a quick 15, I think it's a half-hour talk, and it's really quickly on how you can set up your application to add like read-only type access to objects that aren't even created yet, so that if you do add new objects, it's automatic. And lastly, we use OEM, Oracle Enterprise Manager, or Grid Control, and we use an automated way called RPMs to magically install these agents to the grid control. And those are the session IDs. So hopefully we'll see you at some of those. Next.
All right, thank you, Mike, for giving us that preview. Does anyone have questions at all? You can type them into the questions box. And while you're thinking or typing, I'll just give you a minute. All right. Well, I would like to remind everyone to take the survey for future sessions, to check out Mike's sessions at Collaborate, and remember to register before the 25th. I want to thank you all for attending this session today. And if you do have any questions about OAUG or for Mike, you can just send me an email at membership@oaug.org, and I can help you answer those. Have a great rest of your Monday, everyone.